She's the flower of the dower coach.
And a few others. Let's try it again.
Well, quite frankly, it's boring. But
Original art with me as well.
when you do that, I have to edit all this stuff out.
Tonight's episode, Renegade's Child.
Don't start! We haven't left yet!
Could have been anything like Aaron sucks. Aaron. That's what it could have. Oh, hi. I want to know what they were chanting.
Ladies and gentlemen, Renegade's Child. Dun, 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 dun.
With Weeb Eubanks. Who is Weeb Eubanks?
Weeb Eubanks, of course, was the legendary coach of the 1969 New York Jets, who upset the Colts in the first Super Bowl where the AFC played the NFC. So there you go.
Parents
Joe
not
Namath.
like him. They named him Weeb.
Weeb.
Either his
Eubanks.
parents didn't like him or he lost a bet.
Yeah, Weeb won't be with us. That was just kind of a joke. He's not alive
Weeb.
anymore.
Well, but still.
Weeb Eubanks. Hey, it's Aaron Live. This is Shelly Showtime. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. It's a very special, perhaps someone might say, big show tonight.
Really big show.
Shelly's well on her way to recovery from her surgery. There. She's doing much better. As you can see, the hair's styling. She's looking good.
I don't know about that, but
but we're gonna do our first TV/movie review. Something maybe we'll do more regularly
if we ever sat down together and watch TV or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Does my hat look lopsided to you? It does.
Might be your head.
I was afraid of that because look, if you take the hat off, I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
But you put it on, and it looks
not so much
lopsided over.
I think it's your head.
Maybe. All right. And also, we're gonna.
Now I can't wait. Look at me. Look at me. That's better.
Is that better? Okay. And we're also gonna. She's like, no, like I can't see you do that.
Well, no, I'm like, oh my god.
Does that look better? Yes. Yes, it looks great.
Looks great.
And we're gonna do a Q&A about Wraith of God. Some secrets are going to be, well, we're going to talk about them. They're not going to be revealed. If you haven't read the book yet, shame on you. But if you haven't read the book yet, you might want to mute when we get to that point, just in case there's some spoilers released. Maybe. But I think most people watching have read the book. And if you haven't, there's still a few copies left, and you can order them directly through me.
Yep.
If you'd like to do that. Let's take a look in the chat, see who's joined us, who's with us. Past Master Dan was the first one in the house.
I think.
And you know
what you check earlier?
No, I did. He's the first one. And you know what you get for that, Shelly? You get absolutely nothing. But we thank you for joining us. Killer Squid is here. Leg Kick is here because Leg Kick is almost always here. Stippling Vaughn has a question already. Oh. When she's in the back of the wagon with all that stuff, was that your homage to Pack Rat in Atari Force? You know, I'm going to answer that. I'm going to answer that right now.
Definite negative on that one.
There's that answer
There
for
you go.
stippling right out of the ball.
Right
Out
out
of
of
the I was gonna say the bag. That's not right. Right out of the gate. That's what I'm trying to say. Not right out of the bag, but right out of the gate.
Okay.
We have someone getting cannonballed. So
Yeah.
let's see. Oh, Randy Howell's here. He's plugging Andy Smith's first man. It's about 500 away from 50K.
Like I think he said 3 days.
Just not much longer. So you know, if you haven't picked up a copy of Andy Smith's first man, you want to run over there and do
Don't
that.
be the last man.
Don't be the Mark Burtonshaw, who is not of this country, has to go to sleep.
Otherwise, he's in big trouble because he has to go to bed right now.
Right, but I just wanted to say that I've read Wraith of God and Garbage Man. I really enjoyed them both.
Awesome.
Wraith of God is Spectre and Zorro in the Old West. That's his take on it. And how about that?
How about that?
Thank you so much, Mark. Micra is here. Green Laser is here, of course.
Always.
Giving you the sign-up link to the pre-launch page for Wraith of God Blood Hunters. Which we'll talk about a little bit. Oh, it is. They're hunting blood.
Yep.
Wait a minute now.
Another question.
After Revelations in the epilogue, are we now going to have alternative original Wraith and modern day stories? Will there be stories? What did I say?
Alternative.
Oh, alternating original Wraith and modern day stories. Will there be stories that cross over the two time periods?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Oh, I could tell you.
Then I'd have to kill you.
Yeah.
I didn't say I'd answer all the questions. You could ask them. I'm not saying I'm going to answer all of them.
You should have called it Q and maybe 8.
Shelly, torturing. I'd rather not ask. See, Shelly posts this, and everybody gets the wrong impression.
Not every day, but every time I'm like, oh man, my anxiety gets going.
Every day it's torture around here. Is that what you're trying to say?
Like, what's he going to make me do today?
Oh my gosh.
Explain things I don't know.
It is true that I am the showrunner of the show.
Yeah.
And quit hitting your knee on that.
Well,
and
the drawer thing is so low.
What do you want from me? I didn't.
Ow! I tell you, I hit my knee.
Yeah. Jason Two Hands is here. Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 is here. See, Mr. Monkey Boy.
Yes.
Joseph Dredd, a Quinn Martin production. Yes, it is.
Special guest.
No General Franco tonight. Paul's trying to be historically clever or something. I don't know what he's going for there. No General Franco tonight. Not sure I'm getting the reference, but that's all right. Paul plays ball up here. The rest of us are kind of down here sometime. Yeah.
I'm a little tired today.
Are you? Me too.
I felt pretty good on Wednesday. Did way too much.
You did?
Actually, though, I didn't even do that much. I just sat up for like 5 hours. I know.
Well,
it's a lot for Shelly.
Tarks9 up in Canada. He loved Wraith of God. Thank you, Tarks.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. Stats here.
Joseph Dredd says, "Hey, Aaron." Hey, Joseph. Thank you.
Well, hi, Joseph.
Oh, see, now everybody's always worried about. Everybody's worried about ticking me off, but Shelly's a little bit more ticked off now than I am. Rodney is here. I just had him and I lost him, but we know he's there.
Scrolling and it's like making me want to vomit. I won't do it on camera, as far as you know.
Yeah, there's garbage cans over on this. Hi, Aaron and Shelly. Hi, Aaron and Shelly. Glad Shelly is back so she can help us figure out the circumference of Uranus.
I need the radius. I ain't measuring.
No. Crooked hat means Aaron's head ain't on straight. Isn't that the truth?
Ain't that the truth?
Shelly is raring to go tonight. Indeed, she is. Jonas Olson is here.
Jonas?
Brian,
kind of a new one for me.
Yeah, Brian Suddenly Old is here.
That's an old
Jonas.
one for me,
Thank you. Yeah, Brian. He's suddenly old, but he's been suddenly old for a long time.
So he's like really old.
Are you blasting that guy with Wraith's cannon? Wraith doesn't have a cannon that we've seen yet. There's Christina Lynn.
His big gun could be called a cannon. Hi, Christina.
She is, of course, a freelance editor and proofreader that worked on Wraith of God.
Oh my gosh, you guys are on fire.
I found an avatar for the little Prestiverse.
That's your Uh-oh. Out!
Clench up.
I'll measure that radius. Clenched or unclenched. That's what I was going to say when I could figure out the circumference. But I thought maybe I shouldn't go there.
No.
But they went there.
They
And
went
you went
there.
there. And so I finished. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Captain Curas is here. He says, International backer Claudio Freza
Captain
here.
Curls.
Just Captain Curls. Oh, okay.
I don't even have my glasses on.
Well, apparently I need new glasses.
We need snacks to go.
Just finished reading Garbage Man and Wraith of God tonight. Awesome. Loving the direction and continuity of your comic universe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Claudio, I appreciate you joining us from across the pond as well.
Can I?
What?
I haven't read it yet. You haven't given, well, I guess there's a million copies downstairs. But I need a copy that I can open and, color in teeth and stuff. Like I did when I was little.
She's going to go and draw mustaches on everybody. Shelly's like, Wraith of God, what's that? What are you, what?
What? What is all that tape noise?
Wait a minute, you're not working for DC? What?
Although we did half of the areas now. Hi, Julie Pascal.
There she is.
Half of the areas put back together.
It is. We wiped out two rooms. One of the rooms is back together. One of them is still wiped out. Does he have a hand cannon, aka revolver? Well, I guess he does. All right.
I was with you.
Stats completely right. 56 people watching is far too little. Now we got 60. So you shamed them.
That's right.
JV, not the varsity, but the JV is here. Hola.
Hola.
Thanks for joining us.
¿Cómo está?
Shelly, that's comic book defacement, and
it'll be worth money though, because I'll sign it later.
No, there is punishment for that. So no defacement, no defacement of the comics, please.
All right.
They are for me. Oh, JG's here. Good evening, Aaron and Shelly. Hope you're having a great Sunday. We are. Thank you so much. American Comics Company is here.
Nice.
Hail Machat.
Awesome. And,
and Geek Avenger reminds me that it's never too early for a public service announcement.
Yeah.
You're correct. That was almost a perfect cut.
That was really good.
Yeah, so
hit the like button, please, because it makes us feel better about ourselves.
What we'd like you to do is subscribe if you haven't. We are at 1.95 thousand subscribers. We are almost to 2,000. You know what we get when we get to 2,000?
Nothing but self-esteem.
But it's awesomeness. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so help us get there by liking and subscribing.
Darsh is here.
It makes us feel wanted, which makes me want to create content for this channel.
Oh, good.
But if I'm rejected, I don't want to do content.
No.
Makes me sad.
Makes me really sad.
So like and subscribe.
Sad for you.
I almost said like and deface this channel, but came that close. But I caught it. I caught it. Okay, let's find out what everybody's eating and what we're eating.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
It's not a bad word. How many times I have to tell him? Goodness sakes.
All right, Shelly, what have you got? You had a big bowl of something. What happened to it?
I put it right back here
on
my laptop.
You should show everybody this.
I'm eating healthier now.
Please show.
Technically cancer-free.
Can you lift that, or do you need me to lift that for you?
I think I carried it up here.
Okay.
Well, so now you're worried?
But you got to reach.
You better get it. I still can't reach and carry stuff.
This is what we call a big bowl of melon.
Well, it's good. It's awesome. And it's from Hermiston, and they're really good.
And the thing is, it's full of water and melon. And when you juice it,
like I did, I complained. I'm sure it's like all water.
Watermelon.
Uh-huh.
I, on the other hand, am not as convicted about eating healthy. And I bought this, give
me some breast cancer, I'll do it for you.
Yeah, I got this piece of apple pie right here in this little plastic container. And those little personal pies I was getting? They don't have them there anymore.
That's so sad.
I know, so I had to buy
you could get a big one, so called personal.
Well, this was like $3, where the personal ones are like $1.50 or something.
It's so sad.
Mm.
Pizza rolls
better than
too.
Better than watermelon.
I don't know. From Hermiston, Oregon. So good.
Geek Avenger, who lives in the Great Northwest with Bigfoot, and
Heimlich. Do I need to? Heimlich maneuver. Hold on.
Anyway,
What is wrong with you? Okay. I thought I was going to throw up.
No, okay, no, I'm all right.
Okay.
So, Geek Avenger sends us $10, which is
Geek.
wonderful. Thank you so much. True fans help cover the cost of pies. Indeed,
Yes.
they do. Thank you so much. And of course, what I was trying to get out as I was slowly choking to death was, see, you can't choke on watermelon because it's water. It's like drinking water.
I could drown in it.
You could. That you could do. I was going to say he lives with Bigfoot and Squeaky. I didn't want people to think I was referring to Squeaky as Bigfoot because I say he lives with
Squeaky.
Bigfoot, and that's what kind of made me laugh, which then kind of made me suck things in the wrong way. But so yes, anyway, I'm not even sure what the whole point of all that was, but it's over now, so let's move along. And thank you for the $10. I really appreciate that.
Cremini mushrooms.
What?
Wow. What?
American Comics says cremini mushrooms, and the rawer the garlic, the better it is for you. Rumor has it. Oh, I see.
And for the blood
The
hunters.
rawer the garlic, the better it is for you.
Gotcha.
Rumor has it. Okay, I understand now completely.
There you go.
Paul Ogg wants to know if my dentures are slipping. No, they're not. But you know what will make your dentures slip? Exactly. So I'm not going to put up with any of that crap today.
Did he call me Bigfoot? No, I promise.
Yeah. See, I'm waiting for Aaron to spew pie on the camera. I held it in. Tortilla chips with lime Pepsi. Wow, that's a nice
we have a
combination.
line downstairs. We just don't know what to do with it.
Salted caramel ice cream bar. That sounds good.
Ooh.
Like that.
Very nice.
AV8R Surge is here. Thanks for joining us.
Aviator.
Oh, is that what it is?
Aviator.
Well, what is Aviator Surge?
I don't know. Aviator.
Sounded out. Aviator. You're right. Aviator Surge.
He says it like it's shocking that I'm right.
No, I'm just.
I'm right a lot.
I'm shocking honestly. That I'm so stupid that I didn't notice that.
Oh, so much I want to say right there.
Just had some carrot cake. Now let me tell you about carrot cake. My
frosting.
Oh, my dad hated carrot cake. Hated it. He'd eat anything else, but he hated carrot cake. So we ordered a birthday cake for him. This was several years ago because he's passed away about 7 or 8 years ago now.
Yeah.
So it's probably 10 years ago. I ordered a birthday cake from the now defunct Beaverton Bakery.
Oh, that's so sad.
And it is. And I ordered, vanilla cake with strawberry, whatever, I pick it up. I didn't even look in the box, just picked it up, brought it home. We opened it up. It's a freaking carrot cake for my dad's birthday. So that didn't go well. And I don't know, did we end up having to go to we had to go someplace to get another cake at the last second.
I remember.
It was like, what the heck? Of all the cakes it could have been.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was. But I don't mind carrot cake, especially with, as you said, the sour cream frosting is
no
good.
Nope. Veggies should never be in a cake.
I hate carrot cake. Well,
Thank you.
Carrots. I thought you liked carrot. Didn't you just not? Oh, you were.
It was my brother's favorite.
Oh, really?
Which makes me kind of not like it even more.
Okay.
But
oh no.
Oh, I love my brother.
Yes.
He's been so supportive too.
But carrot cake isn't really.
Well,
you don't really.
Christina can go have a carrot cake, and
Well,
Geek and I'll Squeak. You go have some chocolate.
No, I'm always having chocolate. You know that. But carrot cake's more of a, hey, let's have tea, and here's a piece of carrot cake to go with your tea. It's not really.
I'm not classy enough for that.
Like
apparently.
a dessert kind of.
Well,
thing.
I tried really hard to like carrots. Well, if they're cooked like to mushy and then with brown sugar glaze on them, I'll eat them. Or little tiny, even the baby ones I have to cut because they're too thick.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much carrot with like a pound of ranch. Then I'll eat them.
Like someone's crying right now.
I'm trying to be healthier, but man, it's hard.
Yeah, Shelly is like, when you take like two magnets and you turn them on the opposite poles and they push away from each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's you and vegetables. It does this.
Well, and this is kind of embarrassing, but I'll share because it's nice too. It's kind of embarrassing for us because we're not used to this kind of stuff. But my work found out that I'm having issues when I'm still on kind of more partial bed rest now versus the year in bed rest. And so they did like a meal train thing, we were drowning in food, and lots of salad, which
Mhm.
is very nice. But I'm not sure. They're so sweet. My friends are so nice.
Incredible.
And they told them how many
generous, and
people
just-
were living here. One family brought us 3 large Papa Murphy's pizzas. Bless them. They're so sweet.
And we're still
Yeah.
eating from the lady that brought us 2 whole chickens.
Yep.
We had to kill them. I mean, they were just running around in this cooler they put on the porch, and I had to.
No, but my friend, they're so generous and it's so sweet. And then they found out that our barbecue just broke. So then they were like, "Oh, let's get money together." But we're like, "No,
no, we're okay, we're okay.
gosh."
Thank you so much.
But no, they've been really super, and it has been very, very handy and
What's
very
the
nice.
Beam Pad? You ever heard of the Beam Pad?
No, but
Thank
I
you
like
for
it.
joining us, Beam Pad.
I
If you've been here before and I've missed you, I apologize.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, meme of me reaching for a carrot and it moving away.
Oh.
That's pretty much. And I think, okay, this sounds really good.
Or the
and then
carrot reaching for you and you moving away, maybe.
But I'll eat broccoli and I'll eat cauliflower.
That's
I found
true.
this really good, like sugar-free seasoning stuff, and they actually have like a cheese seasoning and ranch, and then they have a snickerdoodle one that I put in my oatmeal. It's pretty good. I'm trying really hard. In fact, my cholesterol wasn't very good either. And then my doctor said, you got enough going on. Don't worry about it. So that's kind of nice because normally I hear you need to work on this, and I guess breast cancer gets you out of a lot of stuff.
That's right.
Speaking of getting out of stuff, if you guys probably read it on Twitter, but they're not going to recommend chemotherapy, which of course I celebrated half. And then the other half was like, should I do it anyway? Just cause you worry like, yeah. Because my oncotype number, which is the test, they send the genome, the tumor, and then 26 is where they recommend that you have chemo, that you have a higher chance of reoccurrence. Yeah. So mine, the chemo side effects would be worse than the chance of it coming back. But mine was 20. So then you start going, well, I'd feel better if it was like 7. Right? Oh,
That make you sick?
that's just ruined that for me. Thanks, geek.
I didn't know that.
But we do find, what's today? The 21st. So on the 30th, we're going to go see the radiology oncologist, and they'll probably make me do radiation. Even though that's like the last one I wanted to do. That's why we did the whole big surgery so I could avoid it. Nice. But I think they'll just do like the lymph nodes, my armpit, hopefully. But anyway, that's me.
Jeff Potts,
What's
my
coming
great
up?
uncle, was a family doctor way back when. He actually had a patient pay him with a chicken.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm.
Ooh, asparagus. Marcus goes. They like
I
asparagus.
once ate a chocolate cake that was made with beetroot. That can't be good.
I'm gonna maybe we'll do a new segment. What did Shelly try this week?
That's right. And you can try different vegetables and give us your report on
Asparagus.
what you
I liked when you grilled it.
Yeah, we eat asparagus around here. I got to get a new grill though. Since marrying my wife, she introduced me to a lot of great food: carrot cake, chicken fried steak, peach cobbler.
Oh yeah.
When I was single and lived in New York City, so all I ate was apple pies.
Did you have bagels?
Yeah, bagels
Like
and
a
cream cheese.
3 pounds of cream cheese on it.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing to get there.
Mhm. What is chicken fried Christina?
Oh, we have
Are you
so
kidding me?
much to teach you. It is. Go ahead.
Well, it can be a round steak, which I don't particularly like because it's kind of stringy.
I've seen them like even with
But
hamburger, but
basically, what you do is it's
beat the
breaded.
crap out of it.
It's breaded like if you were like to bread chicken and fry, and then it's
Chicken
fried.
See?
So it's just basically a steak, but it's not like a porterhouse steak or a
Not thick.
sirloin or
And if
anything.
it was, they
it's
just beat
really thin, and they beat the crap out of it.
out of
And it's
it, yeah.
usually, like I said, that stringy.
So
If it's done
and with
well, it's good.
gravy, oh, sister,
Yeah, it's very
it's
southern.
a heart attack waiting to happen.
Yeah, it's a very
Order that
southern
with some
comfort
defibrillators
food
and
kind
you're
of
good.
thing.
Yeah. Go keto. Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, but see when they say, "Oh, cancer likes sugar," does it just certain cancers? Because I know my tumor likes hormones. No, I am so picky.
I'm not.
And I like texture, crunch and salt.
Mhm.
I could live on.
That's
chips.
why the chips keep disappearing. I have to quit buying them. Now,
Don't get Cool Ranch Doritos. 'Cause
turkey.
I packed that thing on like a what are those feed bags? Like honestly.
Oh my!
And then oh my gosh,
gosh,
what Sammy
just orange powder all over her face. It's
Wake up.
just
yeah, I just strapped that on like a feed bag.
Horrifying.
Cool Ranch Doritos are so good. What were the twisty things that Sammy introduced us to?
Those were those Fritos that were with the honey
When they
barbecue
were twisty.
twisty.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's another feedback situation now for
Have
me.
you ever heard of turkey tail mushroom tea? Is supposed to be healthy. Is turkey tail mushroom tea? I have never
No.
even heard of that.
I might have to order some on Amazon.
Which, here's a perfect segue for us, because one of the things Shelly likes to do is drop knowledge on us
Uh-huh.
about some things maybe you're unaware of. So let's take a look and prepare yourself for Shelly the educator. Okay, so Shelly, what I'm going to bring a little share
look like?
screen up here to help
Okay.
with your presentation. So what
Somebody
are you
needs to
going to
exfoliate.
what are you going to tell us today?
Well, this is
In
known
your
as
vast
what,
research.
the rockfish.
This is a stonefish,
Stonefish,
rockfish,
right,
also known
same
as a
thing, yeah.
rockfish, but stonefish.
You know what makes me think of?
What's
Wasn't it starred in the movie Blue Lagoon? Wasn't that it? Brooke Shields.
Yeah, well, I don't remember
She
watching
stepped on
that
one, I
movie.
believe.
Oh, did she?
So they have
That's
like
a
I think
bummer.
it's 13, and they're like hypodermic needles, and it's just
full of venom and fun stuff.
Yep.
And this may come as a shock to you, but I do know this about them.
Yeah.
You can find these in Australia.
Mhm.
Shocker, right?
Shocker.
Every
yeah.
horrifying animal that lives in Australia. But
Holy cow, they're brave there.
Shelly, what can you tell us about them? What are you telling us about the rockfish?
Well, if you happen to step on one, well, sometimes they like half bury themselves too, so you
That's
really
right.
can't see them.
That's right.
They look like
Muddy river banks and stuff. Yeah,
Stone.
that's right.
because
Be
they're the
careful.
stonefish. But don't panic. My first thought was, I wonder if you have to pee on it to make it better. I don't know. Maybe that's jellyfish. I don't know. Isn't there one where, like, in the movies, they're like, oh, now you have to pee on me?
Oh, don't you take a diaper and put it on your eye if you get like a sty or something? What was that?
You're just making up stuff.
No,
now,
that's like
my
an old
stuff is
people thing.
factual because it
Okay.
was on a movie.
Well, okay.
Okay. It says pour hot water on it. Sometimes vinegar will work as well. Oh, but not hotter than 115 degrees because then they have to treat you and then the burns as well, right?
I guess.
Then they have this anti-venom, which he writes, of course, is equine IgG fab preparation. So make sure you ask for the fabulous preparation, whatever that is. Remember, stonefish treatment is the second most administered anti-venom in Australia, behind.
I'm going to say the red-backed spider. What am I correct?
Another reason to, when you live there, you'd have to be like I don't know. What are they called?
A
me.
brave outdoorsman.
Well, you'd have to have a degree in like
You have to be Crocodile
yucky
Dundee.
stuff.
Good. I went
like-
to school to get a degree in
And
yucky stuff. And then I
otherwise
got-
known as gender studies. But the best thing though, if you want your revenge, if you step on one, is they're good eating. Kind of
There
like
you have
Mr. Watermelon. And there you have it. I've been dropping some knowledge.
There you go. The stonefish. That's a little knowledge of how to treat yourself. If you happen to step on a stonefish,
Don't pee on it.
Shelly, well, they're not saying you can't pee on it, but I'm not sure it'd be helpful.
If it hurts bad enough, you might
Like,
just
be
anyway,
on it.
right?
Right, exactly. Whether you want to or not.
Ashley's in the house.
Oh
my gosh, Ash. I'm choking on the watermelon.
Ashley McCraner, who's moved from the beautiful coast of Southern California to Minnesota someplace, I think.
Oh my gosh, how did you really? Oh, your poor dad.
Yeah, John's missing you and missing the little one too, I'll bet. But
Oh my gosh.
thanks for joining us.
Hi, Ash.
No, seriously, Ashley, it's great to
Gosh, I've talked to
see
you
you
so
in
long.
the chat.
You gotta catch up.
There was something up here that I
And there was another one too. I think was it Marcus?
do you have to pee on that person that was stung?
Knowing yourself. I'm so brave I wet myself.
Why are you peeing on me? You just got stung by a stonefish. Shelly said to pee on people. Oh my goodness.
But no, I think it was back. Was it Marcus's son just started vet school? So we gotta get our kids.
No, there's a
connected
mushroom.
somehow.
There's a mushroom thing.
So
It couldn't have been before the mushroom thing.
our daughter needs to find a good man.
Worth her watching right now. Love the delicious gravy with chicken fried steak.
Oh, teacher. contact me.
Oh, wait a minute. Now we're actually getting a recipe here. Cube steak,
Ooh,
see,
cube steak. That's
flour, lard, eggs,
Mm.
chicken soup, or
Love
chicken
me some
flavorings. There you
lard.
go.
Loving me some lard.
You can't.
Right on me.
You can't beat lard with a stick.
I can
suppose
try.
you can.
Love me some lard.
I used to like 3D Doritos. No, wait a minute. Aren't Doritos naturally 3D since they exist in space? Isn't it actual a
What
regular
is 3D
Dorito?
Doritos? How did I not know this?
Do you get glasses with that? But they're not as good as they used to be when I was.
They're coming at you. They're really coming at you.
Yes, I know.
Oh, well, we'll have to figure. See again,
Scorpion
what
fish,
Shelly eating
stonefish. See, we're
now?
way behind here. Dropping knowledge is what someone says when they fart. I don't know that. I've never heard that expression.
Wow.
Here it is. Creative Face says, how much is the first Wraith of God graphic novel? Where can I buy it? You can buy it directly
Just
from
email.
me. Email me at aaron@aaronlopresti.com, or you can message me on Twitter or Facebook or
We're everywhere.
Instagram.
Instant.
Because I'm everywhere. Which reminds me that if you have read and enjoyed Wraith of God, and gosh darn it, even if you haven't, you should still sign up for Wraith of God Blood Hunters, which is the
So
next campaign
exciting.
coming very soon. The link, Shelly, is in the description of this
I bet
video.
it is.
You can
And
go
if
right
you've
there
seen-
and sign up. Just
there's
put
a
your email
few-
address in and you're good.
Would you be done so I can talk now? Okay. Eat some pie.
I'm going to.
There's
You're
a couple
gonna
of
be
videos
like
you've
that?
done recently
Be like
doing
that.
some
I'll just eat
inking
some
on
pie.
it. You inked some of the Garbage Man. What's the Garbage Man story called? Night of the Living Jed.
Mhm.
And then there's some other stuff we can't tell you until the lawyers are done. And I've said too much.
So Wraith of God is $30 because you didn't get it during the campaign, and I'm not trying to be mean, but you've got to reward the people that backed the book.
I waited.
And plus, it's going to be super rare. I don't have that many left. The print run was 3,500 total of all 4 covers. So, like the Dale Keown cover, there's 400. That's all, and there will never be any more. So that's a collectible.
Did you save me one?
You can read it and draw
So I can read
mustaches
it.
on the werewolf. I just sent 2
Little
out to
cat
Dale.
eyes.
Actually,
Do what?
I just sent 2 copies out to
That's nice.
to Dale.
So he's still this would be a good time.
Put beer on it.
Well, it makes everything better.
That's right.
There's 4.
That's Shelly's answer
4
for everything. Pour beer on it.
Yeah, pee on it or beer, whatever.
Yeah.
4 people that we need to get back to us so we can close out the campaign.
You know, that's exactly right. And let me out them right now on this channel,
we're
because
not gonna dox them.
I've emailed them like multiple times. They have not got back to me. So I'm going to read their names in case they happen to watch this video, that they'll
or
get in
you
touch
know
with me.
them or whatever.
That's right. Ron Tucker. I need to hear from you, Ron. I've emailed you. There's a slight problem with your order, but I'm offering you quite a makeup package for the problem. But anyway, you need to contact me, Ron. So if you're watching this video, check your email or just send me a message, whatever. Victor Thomas Donaldson gave me half of his address, but he didn't give me the other half. So I can't ship his books out to him.
Oh, yeah, we don't have an address. It's
Yeah, it's just the
town.
city. And so
Well, that's just silly.
Victor Thomas Donaldson, I have emailed you multiple times. You haven't got back to me. If you're watching this, email me so I can get your address and get this thing shipped
What
out
about
to you.
the other 2?
Well, this Matt Cook in Australia, I've already contacted. We're good. And Daniel Turiskog from Sweden. We have a shipping issue that I need to discuss with you.
'cause
And
they don't
so,
recognize the. Is it the funky?
no.
like,
This is the Garbage Man trade paperback where he only ordered the Garbage Man trade, nothing else. So there's a
right.
shipping deficiency that needs to be taken care of. Now, there's one other guy who lives in Bulgaria. This is
We've sent stuff everywhere. It's amazing.
Vasil Todorov. So Vasil, if you're watching, I had a problem with your address as well, and I need to hear from you. So all those names I just read, email me if you happen to see this video, because I've been emailing you and you haven't got back to me. So I don't know what else to do.
You guys eat.
That's, I'm doing all I can. But remember, Shelly,
Amazing.
you get high if you step on a rolling stone fish. You also know as a Keith fish, also known as a Keith fish. Get it?
I do. I
You
do.
might-
I get that one.
If you get stepped on if you step on the Keith fish, you may need a blood transfusion. Just saying.
Just say it. Oh my
So,
gosh.
Jeremy Burtz is here. Eric Boyd, hello, party people. That's us for sure.
Eric and Boyd.
There you go.
How you doing,
JG's reaffirming the bagels and cream cheese.
Oh, yes.
I used to go and get toffee peanuts
I know.
on the side of
I
the
was there.
corner of the street. Just do
You
that
even
all the
brought
time
some
on-
home last time you went. That was
Mm.
nice. They weren't warm still.
No,
That's
but they were
ungrateful
still
of you.
toffee peanuts.
Yeah.
Well, I sat on them the whole way, so I tried to keep them warm. And then
Did you drop knowledge on them?
Yeah, James says that you know where you won't find a
Oh.
stonefish, and of course,
Yep.
Uranus. Oh,
Awesome.
Yeah, we got to get that right out of his system. Dr. Master Retro Elixir Wraith of God was incredible. Great job. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Not that I did anything on it.
Let's see. Jay says I also miss bacon, eggs, and cheese in a roll from my local bodega.
Bodega.
Mm. Eric says I have
Eric
not
the
read it
Guapo.
yet. I usually read my comics the same day I get them, but I'm waiting to read this because I'm going to review it next month.
Oh, cool.
Okay, Eric. So you may have to plug your ears in a
Well,
little
won't
bit.
do too much.
I'm not going to give away too much, but we are going to just, depends on the questions.
Holy cow! There's
I
a
got 2
recipe.
Dale covers because I'm an investor. Thank you so much.
Good thinking.
Uh,
No, it was okay. As much work as it was, and of course, I only did a handful of days, but it was really kind of fun. Now, when did it stop being fun? When was fulfillment not so much fun for you anymore, or was it? Is it still kind of like this
Well-
is my stuff?
Okay, here's the deal. With the fulfillment thing was we had these big packs, right? Like the power packs. Then people would add on to those. And so I had to fold these gigantic boxes, and it really hurt my thumbs and my hands after a
Mhm.
while. That's what was starting to get to me,
And your
was
low back.
folding all those backs, folding all those boxes, and then standing doing that all day long on my back. But there was great satisfaction watching those numbers go down and go, oh, only 1,700 more to go, only 1,500 more to go, only 1,000 more to go. And
And the little letter we put in there was a lot. So watching that stat go down.
Yes.
But I kind of enjoyed it because I'd just tell him which ones to get. And then we would have to guess how much we thought it was going to weigh. Obviously, by the time at the end, we kind of figured it out.
Yeah, we had it figured out. It was
I
a
print the
system.
mailing label and then check Twitter, and then you can get it. But we did. I mean, there was a lot of learning.
Yes.
Happened.
And a lot
That's
of
for sure.
personal growth.
What'd you
But
grow?
here, not hair.
Okay.
So now it's time, Shelly, to take
Oh,
a
no.
look at the rights and image of the day. Now, this again is the
Mhm.
poster series that he did for Christopher Zavisa
Mhm.
around 1977. This is print number 7. And this is there's 2 prints out of this series that I had on my wall at one time or another.
Cool.
Now, after you see this, all of you might be a little bit shocked to say, this is the one that Aaron had on his bedroom wall, and this is the one that his mom
Is
let
it
him have
naughty?
on the...
Is it naughty?
Well, it's a lot
Let's
of
see.
things. Let's take a look.
That's what was confusing for me.
So you have this young
Wow.
Christian kid, 12, 13 years old,
The mother named Faith
buys that poster of the devil
with boobage.
and 2 naked girls hanging on my wall.
What'd your mom say?
Well, my mom
I know what
was,
your dad said. That's my boy.
No, my mom was always very, if there was an artistic reason behind
Mhm.
why I did something or
Mhm.
had something, she was quite supportive of it, although she wasn't a big fan of me having a poster of the devil.
Mm-mm.
But it's a freaking awesome piece. It's incredible. The line work on that thing is amazing. The way he did the clouds in the sky behind them is it's all watercolory, and it's a really nice piece. And that was print number 7, called Counsel to a Minion. I don't really know what that means, but I'm sure Bernie
Yep.
knew what it meant.
He did.
Mhm.
I'm sure of it.
So that's one of the better pieces out of the whole series of prints. And that, of
Cool.
course, is one that I had hanging on my
Cool.
wall.
Ooh.
The audience is
there
probably
he
shocked.
is. Satan and his
Satan
hoe.
is ho was on your wall, Aaron. Okay.
That's
Yeah.
what they could.
Mhm.
No, call us that.
What?
Satan and his hoe.
Okay, I don't want to be called Satan, and I don't think you want to be called a hoe. So,
Well, wouldn't be the first time.
whoa! Well, new discovery: James Webb's telescope found rings around your anus. Thank you.
So Sam might have checked that out, but I meant like
just
not
when I
yours,
thought we'd
but the
moved
real
past all that.
one. Oh no, we'll never.
It's Wraith of God's ultimate foe in that rights of these.
Mm.
Maybe it is. You know,
Right. Yeah.
Ricardo Montalban is going to be a guest on the show today, and in
Does
that
he say,
clip,
"Welcome to Fantasy Island."
in that clip from Fantasy Island, he was actually facing off with the devil, who was played by Roddy McDowell in that particular scene that I got that picture from. So,
nice.
see, look, Wolverine, who
Hey, Wolverine.
thanks for joining us. Ah, look at them presuming Aaron's the devil in this situation. Maybe it's Shelly. Devil with a blue dress. Devil with a blue dress on. She doesn't have a blue dress, but
I don't wear blue. So it's not me.
I had that Frank Miller DVD poster on my wall and Burns FF poster. Well, okay. I didn't really have any comic book related posters. I just had Wrights and
I had Sean
then
Cassidy.
like Babes. I had Babe posters and Wrights and posters.
I had
That's
Bay
pretty
City
much all I
Rollers,
had.
I'm sure. What else I have? I didn't really have a lot of stuff on
the
my
Bay
wall.
City Rollers. SATURDAY.
Nice.
Nights.
Because I was quite the partying girl, you know.
Okay, so we're going to do something now that we've not done before on this show.
Oh, no.
So this is like a new sort of feature. It's not exactly Siskel and Ebert, but it is
Shelly and Ebert.
Shelly and Aaron,
Oh,
or
my
Aaron
God.
and Shelly, discussing the show that we recently watched called The Terminal List, starring, of course, Chris Pratt and some other people who we'll get to in a minute. But
I like how you got the French version.
well, I did that for you.
Romeo Juliet.
Yeah, of course. So, Shelly, I'm going to let you go first and give us, without spoiling it for our viewers, what were your impressions, your initial impressions of this?
Well, at first, I had trouble buying it because I just don't see Chris Pratt in that role. Like, tried to figure out why he looked so different to me. Like, it was weird, like almost like he had something done. But I think it was his hair. I don't know. But as it got more into it, I could totally believe. But at first I was like, I'm not sure I would have cast him. But by the end, he did really pull it off.
I thought he did pull it off. It was probably a bit of a challenge for him. He wanted to take a step out and do something a little bit more serious.
Definitely
and dramatic.
was in good shape, which was nice to see.
What are you saying?
It wasn't a tough watch on that part.
Okay. Well, so Chris Pratt was in this film, but we also saw the
Can't remember his name though.
I can. We also saw the return of John Carter of Mars. Yeah. Also known as Taylor Kish. He was in it, played a pretty big role in it. And, it's interesting how a guy can be really good in a supporting role, which he is, but not be able to transition successfully into lead roles, which he was unable to do, really. Good looking guy, good actor, fine actor, but
I really liked him in this one.
Yeah. So for me, this film at first was confusing because it doesn't, you're not quite sure what's reality and what isn't reality from Chris Pratt's character's perspective, which is fine. That's okay to do that. Keep you guessing. And what I thought they did well in this show was they didn't drag it on too long. I think it was by the third episode, we sort of got the idea of what was what. Yeah. Right? Yeah. What the reality was and what was really going on. And then it became him pursuing. It was really
cleverly written that way.
Yes.
But it kept you like, I love it when you turn and you just go, oh, I didn't think that was going to happen. Or where you go, oh, okay, it all makes sense now. Yeah.
Yeah. Shelly and I are when we're at home. My son, when he goes to see a movie, he wants absolute silence. Don't say a word to him
nuts
through the entire movie and then discuss it when you're done. Shelly and I don't talk in a movie theater because I don't want to be rude, but when we're at home, Shelly and I will go, hey, wait a minute. Didn't that guy just do, hey, wait a minute. What's he doing over there?
I saw him.
Yeah. what show was that guy in? You know, we'd
We'd have to stop it and like Google somebody just to figure out
Right.
what else he was in. Yeah, because I watch a lot of stuff that he doesn't. Huge British TV person too, so I'll be like, I saw them in something, and then what was the one? Oh, the guy that was in Fame.
Was he in this, or was he in?
Oh wait,
He was.
Yeah.
He was a supporting character in this.
Yeah, I pulled that one right out of my ear. Oh.
The other thing I was going to say about this.
Yeah, this one.
No, there's two things I'm going to say about this.
Oh,
One is those of you who saw Jack Reacher, which I thought was a very violent show, but at the same time it was
Another guy
sort
in
of
good shape.
it was a little bit formulaic. You know, all the people that had a beef with whoever, they ended up getting their revenge at the end. Like
Right.
everybody fought who they were supposed to fight at the end, right? Which
Right.
is a little, set up. This
Yeah,
had
we
a-
never went, didn't expect that or
Right.
something that was clever. Yeah.
there was a lot of unexpected stuff going on in this. And the
Mhm.
thing, it was difficult because Chris Pratt was a lot like the Punisher in comics. And he's an anti-hero. You want to like him, but he's so hardcore and he has no mercy to these people that he's going after
On his list.
on his terminal list. And in fact, in this particular scene, he picks up this hitman in Mexico that, spoiler, which you find out at the end of the first episode, so it's not, but his wife and daughter are murdered, and that he's trying to track down why, and that's kind of the whole thing. And he's very ruthless with the people that have made the list that were responsible for his family's death. And you can understand that to a certain degree, but there is he shows no mercy to anyone. And this was a pretty heinous scene right here.
It was pretty gnarly.
Torture.
That was
and
one we
death.
were like, oh, wow. And that's what, like, Reacher was more on that scale. I liked Reacher.
So did
watched
I,
it 3
but
times.
I didn't think it was. I thought this was heavier than Jack Reacher was, despite the violence, some of the grotesque violence in Jack Reacher. I thought this was more emotionally draining and heavier than Jack Reacher was.
Yeah.
And because you really wanted to love Chris Pratt, but he made it hard. I mean, he was noble, but at the same time, he was ruthless.
Yeah.
And it was this weird thing. He had this great line where they were tracking him down. I remember he said, the guy asked him what his dad would think of him. And he said his dad would, what would your dad say? And he'd say, to push a man to violence who spent his whole life perfecting it is not a good idea.
Yeah.
And that sort of summed up his whole thing. And of course, getting through to the ending was quite a surprise. We didn't see that coming.
Oh, yeah. We both were like, what?
And so I would say I recommend this a lot.
Oh, highly. Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Like I said, at first, I just didn't buy Chris Pratt in this role, but
he won you over.
We would watch 2 or 3 episodes a night, and it was one of those, we're like, are we ready? We're ready. And we'd both go downstairs, and we just don't, your evenings are usually either YouTubing or tubbing. YouTubing.
Yeah, get in the tub and turn on the camera, baby. Look out. That's more horrifying.
But it was
than the
nice that
terminal list.
we had spent some time just watching them, and so we should do that more often.
Yeah, and we just watched Shutter Island, which is amazing because it's an older film, obviously a Scorsese film, but we finally sat down and watched the whole thing, which was very interesting as well. But so we're going to give this in Siskel and Ebert fashion, I think, Shelly. I think we give this two thumbs up.
Oh, absolutely.
But it is
time
heavy.
well spent.
It's heavier than you might think as a Chris Pratt film.
Yeah, that's why it was hard for me.
It's violent, but it's
so good.
Yeah, it's a very clever, well thought out.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
Yeah, Brian Suddenly Old says, when you take a family from a man, you take his mercy. And I agree. But it was still, when you're rooting for somebody, you kind of want them to show some sort of
some honorable
leniency,
trait, kind of, or something. Yeah.
And he had an honorable traits, but not where these people that harmed his family were concerned.
Right.
They were dead meat, and he would do anything he could to them, and so it was interesting. It was a very
I was thinking about watching that Tomorrow War. When our daughter goes back to school, probably
Jason,
have some more time.
Yeah, Jason, that got bad reviews, so it's gonna. I like
it too.
That's true. I like the premise, but it's kind of goofy that if you were 50 years in the future having a war, you'd go back and recruit people to fight the war in the future instead of just going back in the past to stop the war from happening to begin with.
Maybe they didn't want to. What is that continuum thing?
I don't know. I'm just saying. I haven't seen
saying.
it. So,
All right, we'll have to watch that.
an abstract movie with killer ambience, Possum from 2018. It's an enjoyable horror movie. It has some storybook elements that I enjoy. Shelley's not a big horror fan.
No, it scares me. I don't mind intense,
No.
but ugh.
Marcus Killiger says it's like a Chuck Dixon novel. How about that?
Cool.
The most prolific writer of comics and novels in recent memory.
Mhm.
There you go. That scene was awesome. He was out for dark satisfaction in that scene. That is
Yeah.
so true. But anyway, so we did a movie review. How about
We
that?
did.
Or a
Well,
show review.
yeah.
And I thought that was, we enjoyed it. So, but, you know, don't bring your 12-year-old to it. That's for sure.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so what do we got next, Shelly?
I don't know.
We did a movie review. We did all
Yep.
that kind of stuff.
Yep. You did your right.
You guys prepare yourself the questions because they're coming very soon. But first,
So good, this watermelon.
I look so contemplative. Like, what's in my flat files? Well, let's take a look and see what's in my flat files, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we have to change over to my high definition Razer Kaio camera. Let's take a look and see what it has for us. Okay, no, I'm going to show you this first. This really wasn't my
Hasn't
flat
made it to the
files.
flat files yet.
But those of you who haven't seen it, I posted some of this on social media. But this is the first page to Wraith of God Blood Hunters, inked. This is in the hands of our own Gabe LTA for coloring.
You know what?
You know?
Reminded me seeing the Undertaker there
Mm-hmm.
about the terminalist. Who does that? Okay, Mimi Rogers.
Mimi. Oh no, that wasn't the terminal list.
Oh,
that was that other show.
No, what?
That was that other
No,
show. It wasn't the
he was-
terminal list. It was the guy
Oh,
who
yeah,
plays
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
detective.
Right,
He's,
that was in sorry, because there was that other lady that we were like, oh, we haven't seen her in a long time. Okay, sorry, my bad. But no, that was in the other show I really like, blah blah blah.
Anyway, her point was we saw is it Mimi
Bad
Rogers? Is that right?
wrinkles. Yeah.
She's former Tom Cruise wife.
You know the Amazon
Right.
show Titus Weaver stars in, you know.
Someone in the chat will
Shelly,
know.
yes.
I think it was
I love
called
it. And I can't
Detective
think of
on
it.
Uranus or something like that.
No,
So anyway,
Anyway.
This is page 1. It's inked in color. Here's page 2, which is in the process of being inked. Look at that train chugging down the tracks through the wilderness. And there's our Undertaker. Now he's on the train. And look at the coffin that he picked up from the ship. He's back there in
I
cargo.
wonder what's in there.
And then we haven't inked it yet, but probably by tonight I'll have this
Yeah,
done.
Bosh. Thank you. I'm so dumb.
And then he's pulling into another town, into the mortician's office. That's because he is a mortician. That's his place. Down into the basement, he takes the coffin. And what's on the next page, Shelly? We'll find out soon.
Yep.
But now, in that same vein, I found some stuff
Yeah.
in my flat files
Of course.
that I did when I was working at not Studiosaurus, but Art Farm before we
Oh my
even met.
gosh.
So this is like late 80s, early 90s, very early 90s. Now, check this out. I had called Universal Studios back in the day when you could call them on the phone, get a rep from the licensing department, and talk to them about getting the rights to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And she was very nice, talked to me, and basically said, whatever you're planning, you're not going to make enough money that would be worth it for us to drop the contracts to do a licensing agreement with you. And I said, oh, that's so sad, but I understand. Well, she was very nice. She even called me back. Why would she? You couldn't get that today, I don't think. But anyway, so I was going to do this like Universal Monsters portfolio set, right? Of like 6 different. And I found a couple of them and here's the interesting thing. I did black and white. Okay, actually, I probably should.
Here.
I'll give you that one.
Ooh.
So this is Boris Karloff's Frankenstein, right? So I would have had to secure the rights to Karloff as well as the Frankenstein rights from Universal. So these were going to be black and white prints. Now, here's the interesting thing. This is what I did back in the day. That's why I find this kind of fun. Look at that. This is a transparency So basically, it's a Xerox copy on a transparent piece of
Mhm.
plastic. Now, I taped it down. This is marker bond underneath here. Okay. This is how we used to do things back in the old days. Okay. So this is my marker work. What I would do is I would take the marker bond. I would actually flip position. I would put this black and white transparency on the light table. I'd put the marker bond over the top of it so I could see through it. And then I would marker it up. And then I have to keep turning off the light table to actually see how dark the markers actually were.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that's how we would do this to get the values and the tones in there, right? And then the line work goes over the top. And then we put these little bullets down here in the corner that you could buy, much like Zipatone, these little stickers. And you'd stick the bullets right there so it would line up to what was underneath. So you'd have a bullet underneath here. And you'd line those bullets up so the registration would be perfect. And then you'd send it to the printer. And they would probably photograph it and then print it. But we never got that far, right?
Yeah.
So here's another one I did.
That's so cool.
This is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde from 1931. I didn't draw it in 1931, but that's the year the movie came out. Frederick March and, oh my goodness, the blonde that played the hooker, Miriam Hopkins. And of course, Frederick March won an Academy Award for his performance in this film. But again, we have the same thing. This is black and white line work on a transparency, and then there's the marker work underneath.
Wow.
And again, I would take the marker.
Like her
bond.
eyes.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, it looks very different when you take away the line work that sort of holds it all together. And again, this marker bond would sit on top of the transparency on a light table, and then I would color in the marker, again flipping on and off the light table so I could see actually how dark the marker actually was, because the light coming up through it, it made it considerably lighter. And so it was a crazy process. But yeah, I did that with this. There's a Wolfman,
Really?
Nosferatu, your favorite, Phantom of the Opera.
Where are they?
They're in the flat files, but these are the ones I just I came across.
That is so cool. Good job, man.
So yeah, so I never did anything with them, but I still have them sitting here.
Well,
and that,
knows.
ladies and gentlemen, is
You
what's
never
in
knows.
Aaron's flat files from way back in about 1990. I don't think I dated it, so I don't know exactly what year it was, but it had to have been 1991, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah, 90. Well, we met at the end of 91. Did we?
We did what? What was the question?
Did we meet at the end of 91? Yeah, I think.
Yes.
I don't know.
But this was right before you. Tom Vincent did Thanos Quest with the transparencies in full color. Amazing if you can see an original. Yeah, that was our friend Steve Mattson. He used to be a colorist in comics, and Paul Gulacy, I want to say Gary Martin inked Paul Gulacy on a Conan graphic novel. And I want to say now before I step in it here, Steve did the coloring on it, but I was going to say he did transparencies, but they might have printed out blue lines on paper, and he may have colored the blue lines on paper, which is very similar. And then they'd lay up transparency of black line work over the top of that colored blue line and print from that. And that was a Conan graphic novel that that Paul Gulacy and Gary Martin worked on. And but that was just the way they did things, unless they colored on the board, which is the that right up there, which was very, very rare. That just almost never happened.
Right.
So
you guys are so funny.
But anyway, so Aaron, did we say to you that you really know how to tell a story? Love that train. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And I didn't trace it either. I actually drew it, which is a real pain in the butt because I should have traced it. It would have been faster.
Well,
What type of rulers do you use, Aaron? I use the kind that measure distance. So
the straight edges. Well, what you have the whole set of.
I have a transparent one. I have
all the fancy stuff.
I have fancy stuff. I have a crappy old wood one with a, because if you're cutting with a X-Acto blade on something, you don't want a plastic ruler because it'll cut right into the side of the ruler and shave the side of it. So you want one with a metal ridge on it, which is these old wooden rulers, which you can still get. Mine are usually 18-inch rulers. And so I use those a lot, especially for inking, because that metal that sticks out of the wood on the ruler is elevated just a little bit off the bottom of the. So if you use an ink, like a pen or something, or even a brush, if you're really crazy, what can happen is if you do it on a regular ruler and you do it like that, it can bleed underneath the ruler and cause a mess. So you have one of those ones with just a slightly elevated metal strip in it. It keeps it off the paper, so you get a clean line. So, if you're looking for a brand name, I couldn't tell you, but I use plastic ones, transparent ones, so I can see through them if I'm using pencil lines, so I can see what's above and below it. And then if I'm cutting or inking, I will use a wooden one with a metal strip on it to keep it from bleeding.
Good to know.
So there you are. All right. Are we ready to do this?
So, well, we'll have to break out the other ones.
I don't believe you did the others. I want to see the proof.
I do too.
Well, maybe next week I'll dig them out.
Rick Saylor's here. Yeah. That's too funny.
Bow before the ruler.
Very good. Yeah.
That's another one. If you get an aluminum ruler or a metal ruler,
Mm-hmm.
they have a cork backing on them, which then again lifts them off the page.
Yeah.
And then you can ink with those as well. He is right. You are right, Beam Pad.
Very nice.
Very nice.
All right.
Thank you.
So questions. Let's get those questions that we're saying it's time for.
Let's.
First.
Oh, no.
Oh, wait.
Wait. Hang on to those questions. We're not quite ready for
Oh,
questions
what now?
yet. Are we?
I don't know.
Because, Shelly,
Oh.
I did promise that Ricardo Montalban was going to make an appearance
Oh.
on our show. So
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
let's see.
Let's see. What are you doing?
I'm looking for him. There he is.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ricardo Montalban.
Ah, Kirk, my old friend. Do you know the Klingon proverb that tells us revenge is a dish that is best served cold? It is very cold in space.
Oh, it's very cold. In space. Do that a lot.
Now, I was just on the Professionals last week. One of
Yep.
the questions is, what movie would you take with you to a desert island?
Star
Now,
Trek 2?
I said Jaws,
Yeah.
which maybe if you're stuck on an island in the middle of the ocean,
Ooh,
you maybe
scary.
don't want to be watching
Yeah.
Jaws all the time, but that would be my pick. This would have been the second pick. Either this or Jaws. So maybe if I was actually knew I was going out in the water, and I might take Star Trek 2. So
Yeah.
even though I would never think for a second that there wasn't a shark out there waiting to eat me as soon as I left
Right.
the island.
Right.
But still,
What?
I did watch Jaws last night. There was a Jaws marathon on.
Oh,
I watched Jaws 1. The rest of the Jaws, not worth watching. But Jaws
did it
1
end? Same way?
didn't end well for Quint. I will say this. I read, Billy Tucci and I had not a disagreement, but we were trying to figure out exactly the ending in the book.
Yeah.
Something that happened to Hooper.
Hoopa!
And-
Oh, sorry.
Hooper drives the boat, Chief. So I went back and reread the ending of the book.
Mhm.
It's not very good.
Oh.
Not in the way the movie is really good.
Oh.
In fact, I was a little disappointed. So Hooper's in his cage, right, in the book. He goes in the cage, and he gets eaten by the shark. Okay, and the shark comes up out of the water, and Hooper's hanging out dead.
Gross.
And Brody's taking shots at him and shoots Hooper in the neck, which is one of the discussions that Billy and I were having. But he was already dead.
Right.
Billy thought that Brody actually killed him.
Oh.
But no, the shark did, and then he accidentally shot him in the neck. But he had an affair with Brody's wife, so he deserved it anyway in the book, not in the movie.
That's not in the movie.
Okay, but here's what happened. So they're sitting there and on the boat, and Hooper's dead. And
Oh, in my head, I went, Hoopa! Okay, go ahead.
then they go back home.
Oh.
And he talks to his wife,
What's for
and
dinner?
he's like, I'm going back
Chicken
out.
fried steak.
I'm going back out tomorrow. And she's like, Why? You'll be killed and blah, blah, blah. And so it's literally, they go back home, which totally killed the suspense, right? Where they don't do it in the movie. They're stuck out there. So then they get back on the boat. They go back out the next morning, and within 10 pages, Quint gets killed, and then Brody survives and swims back to the mainland. The end. And the thing is, you know how they blow him up at the end of the Jaws, right? With the air tank? In the book, and I'd forgotten all about this, the shark jumps on the boat like it does in the movie, and Quint spears it right in the underbelly, right with the spear. And then he gets drug under. He doesn't get eaten but the shark goes under, and he gets tied up in the rope and pulled under. So he's like, and so then the shark turns around and comes for Brody, and Brody's like in the sinking ship, and he's got nothing to do. He just kind of closes his eyes and waits for the thing to eat him. And it gets like right to him, and then dies from the spear, and then sinks to the bottom, dragging Quint down to the bottom with him, because Quint's tied up and that's it.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
blowing him up was way more fun.
Yeah, I was like, not quite as dramatic and as horrifying as the movie was. So there you go. There's a double review.
Wow.
And mushroom medley Italian risotto. What is going on in the chat?
This
We leave for a couple seconds, and Jaws is, of course, the AFI, American Film Institute.
Okay.
Classified Jaws as one of the top 100 films of all time.
Oh.
About 50-ish. So it is a classic. Marcus Killer agrees with me. Jaws was awesome. Judge Dredd, Jaws 2 is good. That's a bit of a stretch. Judge.
You can say Grace. It's good.
Oh, now this is Jaws 2 is great. Now see, Kevin's really can't go with that. You'll have to discuss that in detail. Welcome to Fantasy Island. Well, to get that clip of Ricardo, I had to go through a few episodes, and the plane. It's like we used to watch that show religiously.
Oh my gosh, Love Boat. Weren't they on
Love Boat and Fantasy Island? It was a Friday night spectacular. Yep. Would have made more sense if they'd used a propane tank for the boat's stove. Yeah, because you probably saw Mythbusters where they tried to blow up the tank, and all it did was shoot through the back of the shark, which probably would have killed it anyway, but it didn't blow up.
Gotcha.
Okay. So, Shelly.
Yes, sir.
One other thing we like to do is we like to find out what you know.
Oh, we all know.
Now, this isn't the same as Shelly dropping knowledge. This is me coming at Shelly with some questions to see what she knows. And I think it's about time we found out what Shelly knows.
I hope so.
Now, I was going to say Sandra Bullock films, but it would have made the lettering too short. But yes, we're going to be looking at Sandra Bullock films. And let's see. Shelly is a big fan of Sandra Bullock films. Let's see if she can name these. Please don't jump ahead. Let me
I won't even look.
Introduce give you the little
looking at my shopping cart.
Information, a little bit of Here's number one.
Oh, I love this one.
It's romantic comedy, of course.
Yeah.
She works as a token taker in the subway or the elevated train. Peter, what's that dude's name? The good-looking.
Eyebrows.
Gets hit. She saves him. They take him to the hospital. The family thinks that they're engaged, and she goes along with it. But then she ends up falling in love with his brother, played by Bill Pullman,
while he was sleeping.
While he was sleeping. That's right.
While you were sleeping.
There it is. She's correct. That's one down. Yep. While you were sleeping. Brian Suddenly Old said Mystic Pizza.
Not to Julia Roberts.
White. Star Trek 2. No. Although he may have been referring to the Con clip, but I'm going to pretend he was referring to this movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is one of Shelly's favorite movies.
I'm going to say that probably about all of them.
Now she actually won an Academy Award for this. She plays the Southern Belle mother of a couple of kids, and they adopt this gigantic offensive lineman who ends up being a college star and ends up being a professional player and everything. But it's all about his journey and them taking care of him, and then recruiting him. And it's The Blind Side, of course. And why do they call it The Blind Side, Shelly? What do you know about football?
Because, isn't that like the side that he played.
That's right. The left tackle spot was the blind side, or is it the right tackle? If you're
I don't know.
right-handed, yes, you're turned this way, so the rusher's coming this way to your blind side. So he had the job of protecting the quarterback's blind side from the left tackle position on the offensive line. But you are correct. You are now 2 for 2. Now, I'm not. Those aren't particularly hard. This one may be a bit challenging. Now, this one, she co-starred. This is early in her career. She co-starred with our good buddy Sylvester Stallone. This movie was
seen this one.
full of Taco Bell restaurants, if you want to call them a restaurant, because they bought advertising in the film. So it's notorious for its Taco Bell appearances in the background of all these shots. And of course, it featured, I just forgot his name. It was busted for tax evasion. He played Blade, Vampire Hunter.
Yeah.
Somebody help me out. Yeah, Wesley Snipes is the bad guy, the psycho bad guy in this. And this, of course, they're future cops. This is in the future. But Taco Bell is still around in the future. They're getting it correct in the chat, but Shelly, you going to give up on this one? You don't think you got it?
When you say it, I'll be like,
Of course you will. Man is in the title. Something Man. Demolition Man is what we were looking for, Shelly. Demolition Man would have been the correct answer.
Dang it, she says.
Yes, they lived in, was it San Angeles? Okay, you'll probably get this one, but let's share, let the audience play along. All right, this is also early on in her career, another romantic comedy, but not a romantic comedy, but a romantic adventure thriller, I guess you'd call it, but the element of romance, of course, in it. With our good friend, now pushing Berserker, his comic book, Keanu Reeves, and you love him in the assassin movies, John Wick, which Shelly is very strange because she'll all of a sudden just say, "Oh, I love this movie," and I'll watch it, and it's like John Wick. Like, why would you
so over the top? It cracks me up.
But it's so bloody and gross and violent, and she's like, "I love John Wick."
It's so over the top.
You love Stripes, which is totally not a chick flick by any stretch of the imagination, and yet she loves it. So there you go. She's very, very strange and eclectic taste. Okay, so you're 3 for 4. That's pretty good. None of these have been all that difficult, but I had to pick this one because our good friend Wee Willie Shatner played a beauty. Can I at least give the clues first?
Well, before I forget.
Okay. Of course,
I forget.
Bill Shatner played the host of the beauty pageant, which she's undercover as an FBI agent looking for. What is she looking for? I can't even remember.
When they're going to blow something up.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they're going to. Yeah. So anyway, there she is, beauty pageant contestant in Miss Congeniality. Yep. There you go. This is a little. We're back with Keanu Reeves in a romance drama film, I guess, with a little bit of fantasy element to it. They put letters in their mailboxes at different times. House? That is correct. Shelly pulls it out. The lake house.
Yep.
So I don't remember, how did this go? They were sending letters to each other, but they were in different times, right, or something?
Yeah.
So they fell in love out of time.
Yeah.
Did they ever get together somehow? Didn't they have to?
I think at the end,
they're talking right
they figured out they crossed paths. So yeah.
Very interesting. Okay. So there it is. So you only missed one. That was Demolition Man. The action adventure one is the one you missed. Let's see if you can get this one. Ooh, this is obscure. But I had to challenge you a little bit. Okay, this is very early on, like 91. She plays a not very attractive scientist, along with this dude, who's also a not very attractive scientist. They create this serum, if you will, that makes them irresistible to these. So close.
Number 9?
Yes. Whoa. Love potion number 9, baby.
So the chat is saying that we should watch
that's very good, Shelly.
The newest one. And I did.
Yes. And your feeling was, it's okay.
It was all right. Brad Pitt was pretty funny in it. And then it was just kind of predictable, but yeah, I mean,
typical
same
romantic comedy
formula.
type formula stuff. For
But
her.
yeah, I'll watch anything she's in. What you didn't put, like the one where she's,
That one.
yeah, with Melissa McCarthy.
That's one of my
She's
favorite.
an FBI agent.
Yeah, I knew you'd get it though. So I was trying to get older ones to make you think a little bit, but you still.
But that one I can't. I think it's
still nailed it.
Heat. The Heat. I think it was.
That's right. Love Potion number 9, song from 1955 is what that thing is based on. And we're back.
Yeah, the one with Melissa McCarthy. Hope Floats. That would have been a good one.
Well, there's a variety of Sandra Bullock movies.
Yeah.
But I was just trying to give a little variety there. And Shelly knows that, or she's proved that she knows Sandra Bullock. So
I do.
All right.
Yes.
People have been asking me questions about Wraith of God, and I've been dodging them like crazy because I didn't want to spoil it for anybody.
Right.
But if you have some questions, now's the time.
Right now?
Right now.
Do it.
I don't have like an intro or anything, cute and fancy. In fact, let me go grab the stack of pages from the story so perhaps I can address some things visually.
Oh, I see.
As we go over.
You do that.
I'm doing it.
Doing it.
Doing it now.
But there's still time. So, how's everyone? Doing good. We plan ahead here in the Little Prestiverse. Nothing but the finest entertainment. Oh, ooh.
There's like a lot of pages in this.
Hi, Mike. How am I feeling? I'm feeling all right. Yeah, the only thing right now is if they make me do radiation, then I can't do reconstruction for a whole year afterwards. And that will suck because these temporaries are not very comfortable because they're sewn into my chest wall, which is ever so pleasant when gravity pulls them. Ah, Jimmy. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Are you still? Nothing but the finest. Oh, thank you, Mike. Ooh, big stack.
All right.
Pages.
I just want them handy in case,
Don't
to
you
reference something.
think about getting handy over here, though.
It's our first date.
Yikes! I know. Ouch. But it's okay.
Apparently, no one has any questions. So I guess
No.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mr. Midnight's longevity.
Yes.
Ooh. Watermelon.
Mr. Midnight, of course, is the leader of the, for now called, nightclub, currently named the Nightclub.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll have more on that later. Yeah, I'm not going to give away what the epilogue actually means. I think you can draw some conclusions from it, but you can't draw specific conclusions from it, which was my intent. I wanted to give you guys an idea of how Wraith of God, the Western, might potentially tie in to the Loprestiverse, the modern characters. And so how that exactly works and what exactly is going on there will be revealed, but it will be at a time when I feel like this came to me as I was driving to church today. No connection whatsoever, but it's just interesting. I realized that nothing lasts forever. In other words,
You just now realize that?
yeah, something like Wraith of God, which seems to be gaining in some popularity right now, and interest, Well, if it doesn't get turned into a movie or a television show, eventually people are going to get tired of it. And so you have to you kind of have to pace it and see, okay, when do I move on to something else? When do I transition to something else? And I'm not going to do that yet, but I do have it all figured out how it goes and how it works. This is not Lost, the television show where I just made up a bunch of weird stuff.
No, they kept it going.
I'll figure out how to, make it work later. I know how it works and I know what's going to happen. The question is, how soon is it going to happen? We're going to have to wait and see. That depends on you, the audience. But yes, we will get more information about Mr. Midnight as we move along. In fact, should I tease this?
Maybe.
In Wraith of God Bloodlines.
Bloodlines?
Blood Hunters. Why do I keep saying Bloodlines?
I don't know.
Wraith of God Blood Hunters, which, if you'd like to sign up on the pre-launch page, there is a link right here in the description of this video.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lead story, which is going to make up most of the book, which is Wraith of God Blood Hunters. There's a backup story featuring Garbage Man and a backup story featuring the nightclub, and which we'll see. Will it remain the nightclub or not? But those stories are going to give us some information about a character that you may recall was in your Empire Comics value stamp in the back of the Wraith of God book, Eon Chance. Eon Chance will be making his appearance in those backup stories, and we'll continue the connective thread between Wraith of God and the rest of the Loprestiverse. So I know GJ Martinez is chomping at the bit to find out more about Eon Chance, and you will find out more about him with some more mystery. Here?
Jimmy's, yeah.
Why won't it be in my mailbox tomorrow, Aaron?
Because
only I was that fast.
People are like, can't wait for the next one. And
if only I was that fast.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and get you this one a couple months sooner than I got the last one. But again, there's so many things that happen along the line, especially down the line when you're dealing with printers and, other things that are out of your control and things like that. So who knows where we'll be at, but hopefully we'll get this one to you sooner, and it'll continue to go that way as we progress. So Mr. Midnight will remain a bit of a mystery, but we're going to get more clues about him and who he is and what he's doing.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
Shelly, can you remind Aaron to set up a meeting on Red Valkyrie?
Yes.
Thank you. I already forgot. What was I supposed to do? I'm not going to go that route if I have to. I won't go that route. Wraith of God was a good read. The sepia tone background pages for the flashback was a nice touch. Thank you. Well, actually, that's Gabe pulled off all the that. That is the question, isn't it? Who is Mr. Midnight, and what's his relationship to the Wraith of God? That is the question.
Gotcha.
Let me see what else we got here.
Okay, that's back when nothing lasts forever. Okay, go on. Here we go.
One of two. The Wraith's power is his magician and scientific skills and his divine inspiration. The reader is left to wonder if the Wraith was indeed visited by an angel or if he imagined it in his delirium from pain and drink. But the sudden appearance of a horse identical to his deceased horse, Gabriel, guides the reader to realize that heaven walks with Wraith. Well done. Thank you. But there's still, if you remember that scene, Randy, there still is some question about what's going on there. And
And
of course, that's from my standpoint, the creative standpoint is I had some people come to me, Shelly, and they said,
Aaron.
They said, Aaron, what's Shelly really like? And after I told them that, they wanted to know about Wraith of God. And they weren't happy that I gave away too much.
Oh.
And I said, look it, this is an 84-page graphic novel. This isn't a monthly book.
Right.
And I have an obligation to tell a story so that you, the readers out there, are going to feel like you got a complete package, but maybe not everything answered. And I think that's what I
Right.
did. That's what I attempted to do. So there are questions about the Wraith that are yet to be answered
Gotcha.
and that require you to stay with it to find out how those questions get answered. So you got some of the Wraith's origin, but you didn't get all the Wraith's origin.
Gotcha.
We've got some indication that there's some divine inspiration or some divine involvement, but we don't know to what degree still. Those are still question marks.
Big ones.
Esther and the Wraith's relationship. There's still some questions going on there, even
She's
though
babylicious.
some of that stuff has been addressed,
Yeah.
so that we can move on without stretching out the same stuff over and over again, right?
Yep.
Well, I'm waiting on my guest artist cover. I have. I hope
we're
to
dying
be.
to tell
I hope
you
to be
guys.
done with my obligations. That being all the artwork I need to get done for the launch page by the end of this week, and that means next week the week after that I'm going to be putting the page together, and it can take up to a week because it's a very slow process. The way that it's, getting your images the right size and getting them to fit in there the right way and all that kind of stuff and all the different perks set up. So I think if my math is correct, which it never is,
Doesn't ask for help.
we're looking like the first week of September. I'd love to do it the last week of August, but I don't think that's reasonable.
And our daughter leaves on the 1st.
So it's probably gonna be the first week of September that it's going to launch. I would have liked to have done it in August, but it's just not how things have worked out. Thank you for the $2, by the way,
Thanks.
Tobias. I appreciate that. The indigenous Ginger Patrick. Appreciate that very much. Kevin says, also, were the Queen playing cards during the card game designed to resemble she? No. If you saw that, you brought it to the table. And I'm sure Billy, I think Billy would be very grateful for you to think that. Love God Bible Truth says Numpty at Numpty Wraith God is a good look. I like the character. A good read. Thank you. What else did you want me to go?
I don't know. I didn't know if you saw that one.
There's some truth to that, especially when you're getting an 84-page book, which if we hit certain stretch goals and I add Kit Carter to this new book, you're going to be looking at another 80-plus page Wraith of God package. So, when I'm penciling and inking that stuff, to get 10 to 12 pages a month done is essentially the same as me penciling 24 pages a month. It's a lot of work, and that's about the best I can do and still give you a level of quality that I would hope expect at this point.
Now, are you going to ink Garbage Man? You're going to brush ink that whole thing?
No, I'm going to pen ink it.
Okay.
Let's see here. I might create a second comic starring Shelly. I did have I can't remember the name of it, but I had created a series or a character intended to be a potential series, a humor series, about a future detective who has a robot sidekick, and they solve mysteries. But the robot has like an old hat. What do you call it? A fedora and overcoat and all that kind of stuff, like a 30s detective. And Mr. Midnight is Mr. Midnight. Yes, he is. I love that minute intro into your history, Aaron. Was hilarious. Not sure if you used it tonight. I was late. No, but it is actually. I posted it by itself on my channel, so you can find it if you want a nice little biography of me that lasts about 30 seconds. Well, maybe a minute.
Yeah.
Think about making Kit one of Esther's descendants.
Ooh.
No, but there is going to be some other stuff in there that sort of ties into other characters. I was wondering how Wraith got that settle on his horse so darn fast after finding it again. It's called, it's the same thing that like people in comics go to the bathroom, but we never see it because we really don't need to see it. So, will we see Manifest Destiny extraplanetary
visitors?
Not in the near future. Of course, there will be with.
One?
Yeah, we already read that.
No, you didn't.
Oh, Tobias
one.
again for another. Well, it's Tobias with another $2. Thank
Yeah.
you, Mr. Ginger Patrick. I would back a Wraith cover by John Malin, just FYI. Poor John. Still waiting on Dale's cover.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, maybe at some point I'll go down that road, but I haven't gone down that road on
if
this next one.
what we comes through, you guys are gonna love it. Love it.
We have to be happy with the quality to Aaron. We want that for you. Be
Yeah.
happy with- Thank you.
Well, you don't. Yeah.
Paul says, will the Kit Carter story be an extension of the current saga on your website? Yes.
Ooh,
It will be the-
Paul. Nice one.
You'll get the first, I think I
can't eat any more watermelon. I was
That's
gonna
all
try
right.
to eat the whole bowl just to say I did.
Can't do it.
No.
She lost the watermelon challenge right here. I'm going to
did eat
say
a lot
there
of it,
was,
though.
there's 7 or 8 episodes of Kit Carter, and there's so those will be reprinted, and then there'll be 7 new ones that kind of wrap up the Zing the Zealous,
Oh,
who's the villain. I had to think for a minute, not to be confused with Ming the Merciless.
wow.
So that will be the Kit Carter, and then anything going forward with Kit Carter will probably be in normal narrative comic book form.
Gotcha. Good to know.
Oh, look at this.
Hmm.
Tobias the Ginger Patrick for $2 said, all I heard was blah, blah, blah week. So a week. Oh, for release date?
Oh,
Or launch?
probably the
First
first.
week of September. Very early September. If he's the Wraith of God, where's the Wraith of Satan? That's an excellent question. And
sequential twizzles.
you might find out if you keep reading. Not the book you have already, but you have to read the new ones.
Yeah.
He has tremendous powers that we're only going to give a sample of,
Mm.
and you're going to kind of get an idea of maybe not his motivation, but what he's doing as a kind of a big master sort of plan, and how it affects the Loprestiverse.
Ooh.
So, but yeah, he's high-end power source. Let's just put it that way.
Nice.
I have a feeling the museum mentioned the story will appear again. Can never tell. Jimmy says watermelon is $9 each year. I haven't had one all year, and it's my favorite. Well, you better get
Oh.
on it, pal.
This one's a Hermiston one too. See,
Oh, here
Jimmy
we go.
knows Hermiston.
Have you had a yellow watermelon? My brother
No.
loves them more than the red ones. I have not.
I have not.
I've even heard of
I'm
one.
the only one in the house that will eat it, which is amazing.
Numpty. Aaron Lopresti, well, I get a chance to buy Wraith 1 on the second campaign. Here's what I would say about that. I have right now, are you prepared, Shelly?
I'm ready.
I have less than 160 copies of cover A left.
Ooh.
I have about 120, 115. No, take that back.
Carry the one, borrow a four.
Close to 100, maybe 95 copies of cover B. I have about 85 copies of cover C, and I've got I've got 80 copies of Dale's cover, and that's it. So people are contacting me right now, and if you contact me right now, I'll sell it to you. They're $5 more. They're $30 as opposed to $25 plus shipping, but that'll be the same price they'll be on this next campaign. So I'm going to put up what I have left on the campaign, but we've still got basically 2 weeks at least before the campaign goes live. And I'm not that I'm going to sell all these, but I have a convention I'm going to, and I will be selling them there too. Excuse me. So hang on a second.
What?
Yeah. So I wouldn't wait necessarily. If I do run out of them, I will go to a second printing with a new cover. and I'll look into that. But I don't know how quickly that's going to get done either. You know, because
Right.
there's, yeah. So I probably have about close to 400 copies total left, which seems like a lot, and it is, but not a great number of any specific cover is the issue. So if there's certain covers you're interested in, you know, contacting me via email or message me on social media would be the best bet at this point, rather than waiting for the campaign to start.
Okay, so
Leon Chance is a villain, isn't he? Thanks for your answer. My curiosity has piqued even more. I didn't say he was a villain. I just
we give nothing away.
yeah. Paper and pencil.
We're old school.
Yeah, I mean,
We're old school.
I write stuff down. I mean, it's that simple. And a lot of the stuff is big picture continuity. So I conceptualize something and then I kind of have it in my brain, but I do write stuff down so that I don't lose it, especially if you come up with something that's really clever that is more minutia and not big picture. And you don't want it, you know, maybe not something you're going to use right away, but something you certainly don't want to forget. So yeah, I write stuff down. No, I will not. I didn't even know that existed.
Oh, thanks, Jimmy.
If you haven't got the book, you need to. Best book of the year. Well, thank you, Jimmy. That's very nice.
So nice.
And Chance cover, I will get it guaranteed. Well, he's on the cover of the Tales of Suspense split cover. Well, see, Numpty says, cover doesn't matter to me. I'm a reader, not a collector. That's fine. But again, my guess is I'll probably have 100 to 200 copies, maybe a little bit more, 250 by the time the campaign opens that I will make available on the campaign. But once they're gone, they're gone.
Right.
So if you can get them from me right now, why wait? I guess is what I'm saying. But that's up to you. Yeah.
So do you have some cons coming up? Well, we have Rose City.
Rose City, which is the 9th, I think, September, that weekend. So that's all. Because until we find out what Shelly's treatment is and all that kind of stuff, I'm not going to be taken off and going anyplace. So,
yeah.
Should
be driving me up there probably.
This is always a definite maybe. Is the best way I can answer that, because it depends on the con, it depends on the circumstances, it depends on
if he's a guest,
there's just so many variables. And I don't like flying that much anymore, like that far.
Oh, we used to love it. Be so excited to get yeah.
So it takes a little bit more for me to get me.
Depends on what the next pandemic is. You just never know.
That's a Wraith versus Chinook. But see, Graham and we could never agree on it because I would have to kill the Chinook. Wraith of God cannot let the monster get away. He'd have to kill him.
Oh, no.
Graham would not go for that.
Well, they bring him back anyway all the time.
Texas is a lot easier because it's about halfway mark. Midwest cons are more appealing to me because you're talking, you're not talking as long as plane rides and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So
go see my brother over there.
Randy, more questions. I thought it was interesting that Esther was the wagon driver. There's a long history of Salvation Army women driving a hay wagon to pick up rummies wanting to change their lives. Perhaps Esther is saving Wraith as much as he saved her. I think if you've read the book, there's a lot of truth into that statement. And exactly, if you haven't read it, I'm not going to, I won't give you the details, but that ending is different than what I originally had. And
you ran it by me.
One of the things
I said,
one of the things that when you're writing, that I talked about this on Players Club the other night with Gary Martin and Dan Lawless and Brohawk and Gabe, that you have to be able to step back from your writing and edit yourself a little bit and understand what works and what doesn't work and be willing to admit it, that just because you wrote it doesn't mean it's freaking genius. And I originally had I didn't have Esther as involved in the original script. And I went back and read it and I said, she's got to be more involved in this story, or it doesn't, why is she here? It doesn't pay off the way I wanted it to. And so at the ending, when you see the sheriff show up, he was originally going to do what Esther did. And then I said that, no, I can't do that. It totally invalidates her journey if I don't make it come full circle. And so I'm still trying to be a little cryptic here in case someone hasn't read it. But I was able to recognize dramatically and thematically that what I originally planned was not as strong as what I ended up doing. And every time I write something or tell a story or however you want to look at it, there's got to be a moral, there's got to be a reason for the characters for doing what they're doing, and that has to pay off. Okay. And so her journey, it was important that her journey paid off or came full circle, or she came to some sort of realization and decision is what I had her doing, but she had to be more proactive for that to happen than I originally had her in the script. And so I went back and changed it. And it's funny, sometimes you can't see that until you get done with something and you step back and you look at the whole big picture, and then you just start to realize, wait a minute, this is unsatisfying. This doesn't really work the way I want it to. And sometimes it's hard to do that for people because they wrote it, so they think it's genius, and they don't want to back off and say, hey, this isn't working. And so, thankfully I was able to do that and recognize that and made the changes that were necessary to get it where it needed to be at the end.
Oh, that's really nice.
What if another monster distracted you and Shanu gets away? Distracted me? What, am I the Wraith? Is that what you're insinuating?
You're in the corner going,
plus Aaron can pack his 6-gun with him in Texas. My fake 6-gun? Yeah, somebody in this family owns a piece. It's not me. No, it's true.
Go on.
Aaron Lepresti, you not playing around. My brother bought me Batman the White Knight, but the feel, quality, and pacing of Wraith of God is for spirit. Thank you.
That's so nice.
It's very nice. That's one of the last things I read. And I'm not going to criticize. I don't do reviews or criticize people's books. But I'll just say thank you. I appreciate that. Will we be seeing a 2 to 3 inch Velcro patches for hats? No, but I will be selling hats. We're gonna have Empire Comics hats. We're gonna have a Garbage Man T-shirt, Wraith of God T-shirt, and the Dale Keown Werewolf T-shirt. We will have Wraith of God shot glasses, and we will have Garbage Man shot glasses that you can get separately or together. We're just giving you more crazy stuff to collect. And
more stuff.
What else? We're debating a deck of cards, but that doesn't have to be at the opening of the campaign, because that can be an add-on at any time later, because it wouldn't ship with the books anyway. It would ship separately.
Right.
Did I imagine this, or didn't you buy 2? I did. I had the handgun and then the kind of the shorty shotgun.
Because I want a pirate one.
I want a pirate one too. No, because my mom unfortunately is too old now, and she was my costume maker. And at 91 here in another week, just hands aren't working that great, so she won't be able to sew me one. And
I can sew, but not that well.
I'm not sure that I'm nerdy enough in my old age to do it. I might. Well, actually, if someone made me one, I would probably wear it.
What did we do this year?
It's true. We dressed up. So yeah, we might dress up as Wraith and Esther if we had Oh my goodness.
It's fun stuff.
Not sure if I didn't see it, so thank you for asking again. Wasn't sure if you saw and asked before, but planning on putting your books on CG now?
Oh.
Bankrupt
Oh yeah, I
Suicide?
saw that. I've seen it before, but yeah.
No, number one, because I didn't know about it. I didn't know about it. And two, it's just as easy for me to sell them myself and ship them out as it is to ship them to somebody else, let them sell them for me. You know what I mean? Or I don't know exactly how that works, or if he just takes orders and then I don't know. I'll look into it though, so I get a full idea of what exactly he's doing, because I was completely unaware of it. So, how much are the hats, Shelly? Do you remember how much the hats are?
Not a clue on top of my head.
I think they're going to be $20, somewhere in the neighborhood. They're a little bit more expensive than the beanies, I think, but I can't remember.
$20? I don't think so. The baseball ones?
Yeah.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
No, I mean we have to mark it up a little bit. Our cost is it's not what we're going to be selling them for. I think it's going to be right around 20.
He's high. We'll figure it out later.
I can't remember. But all this stuff is I'm not going to put a timeline on this merchandise order like we did on the t-shirts, or I am, but not like a quick one. We're going to leave it open probably till the end of the year before we go and do the first apparel order. But we'll see. I mean, if orders just like die out and there just isn't any more interest in it, then we'll take those numbers and print the shirts and stuff. Still love to see me do a Plastic Man type book. Yeah, I did do Plastic Man, actually, Paul. I did one short Plastic Man story back in the day, but you never know what kind of weird heroes I've got coming up in my Leprestiverse. Beanies or cuffed watch caps again? Cuffed watch.
No, they're going to be a baseball cap.
This will be a baseball cap.
A fitted one,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have some beanies left, but I don't know that we're going to order beanies again. It's possible.
Whatever people want, pretty much, is
Yeah.
what we'll do.
Yeah. There's go to cons is the Wraith. Yeah. Yeah. Buy Aaron's mom something, perk. Yeah. Buy Shelly a drink or buy Aaron's mom something. Yeah. Jimmy says he's currently wearing his red t-shirt and it wasn't planned. Wasn't it, Jimmy?
Nice.
Just reached into your drawer.
This is the
and
one.
There it was. $5 from Randy Howell.
Thanks,
That's
Randy.
Canadian, and we appreciate it. Thank you so much, Randy. Who will be Esther in this cosplay? Shelly is the one who knows how to handle a piece for the Wraith part. I think, Randy, I know living in Canada sometimes can be confusing, especially with Trudeau, but hopefully this will get your mind straight. Just make sure you get that cleared up.
Just for you.
We were kind of joking about that, but I didn't think that enough people would buy newsy hats. So we went more with the traditional baseball cap.
Yeah.
Thank you. We bought the highest quality we could get. That is the best quality t-shirt that was available to get. So glad you like it. Thank you. Eon Chance Coffee. Look at GJ Martinez. He's really pushing for Eon Chance. Well, after you read the next one, you're really going to be pushing for more. Can you show a beanie on a live stream? Yeah, I got him sitting right over here. Shelly, there's a shot glass sitting right next to your face there. You might want to show that as well.
Needs washed.
Well,
Here's the Wraith of God. Oh, you can't really see it very well. But it's laser etched in there. And we'll have the Garbage Man one as well. Go for it.
did I squish you?
No.
Okay. There it is.
Dun, 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 dun.
There's a Wraith of God logo on it. Keep your head warm in the wintertime. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a rush on these again. I guess it wouldn't hurt to put them up, would it? Make them available if people wanted them.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, we have minimum orders and all this stuff, so I don't want to just, sell 5 of them and then have to order 40.
Yeah.
But then, of course, the Wraith of God t-shirts. These are all bagged. There's an XL sitting right there. We've got, I don't know, maybe 10 t-shirts left and a couple of.
We'll have to.
But
figure out something.
yeah, we are going to have more T-shirts available though. So,
Merv Frisbee. Oh, thanks. Pretty bad at Booyah.
That's not how it's going to go down.
Oh.
That's a watch cap, not a beanie.
Oh.
What does that even mean? I don't know. Everybody calls them beanies as far as I'm
I
concerned.
don't know. We're old.
Yeah, so maybe we're using the wrong lingo, but okay, so watch cap, beanie, whatever. See, Randy's getting good use out of his. The beanie kept me warm in the lake early in the morning. He was out
There
fishing.
you go.
That's probably not going to happen.
Not funny. Some of the stuff that you could get that I've looked at, I'd be like, that's a cool.
Fights on. They're called beanies.
Ooh.
No, they're watch caps. They're beanies. Yeah.
Break up.
So. Did you hurt yourself?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
A toque?
What is that? I don't even know what that is.
What they call them in Canada.
Oh, okay.
Am I right? Shelly knows.
Watch caps are folded rims. Okay. I see.
Gotcha. Right, Jim can't wear his yet. And I miss up my do.
Justice for Randy. Well, okay. I guess we didn't have that many questions, which is fine because I know people don't want to.
And I think that we need to do something like later video on what we've learned through fulfillment and then how you packaged everything because you packaged everything really well.
I filmed me packaging stuff.
Did you?
It just seemed like a really boring film. So
well,
I haven't done anything with
but
it.
I think for people who
this is tape,
people who were starting, and that's the thing. Like we learned a lot, and then what we thought were our mistakes, we figured out were actually the websites. So it was a lot of, I don't know, stuff we would do different, but that's another day. That's another day.
Look at this. How many names can a beanie get? My
toboggans.
Family calls beanies toboggans. Oh.
See, I'm right. The packing. See.
Well, I will say this. Thank you. I'm a collector, and boy, if I buy something, you'd better not send me in crappy packing.
Yeah.
Or you'll hear from me because I expect my stuff to get there, and so that's what I tried to do with you guys. And of course, those Gemini mailers are basically double-walled boxes, and they're built to protect the book or the comic inside. So those are real handy and nice. So
well, Jimmy's he didn't account for shipping.
I remember Billy's first. He didn't account for shipping and lost a lot of money. Well, we really took a bath on international shipping. I mean, really took a bath on international shipping. Like collecting $25 from someone and ended up costing $45 to ship. So we'll be a little bit wiser going forward. Not that we don't love our international customers, because we do love you guys and appreciate you guys.
Oh my gosh,
but
from everywhere. It was so exciting.
we
how
did
much
take
did we
a bath.
spend just in shipping and the boxes?
And
tape and
yeah, full disclosure, over almost $21,000 in shipping costs to ship these out to you guys. Now, granted, you guys contributed to the shipping, so it's not like it came directly out of my pocket. But
it's amazing when you think about
the sheer amount of money. I just spent $21,000 on shipping. It's incredible, you know. So it goes to show you when you see those big numbers on Indiegogo, that a lot of that money is going into production and shipping and different things like that. So,
and I don't even know if you figured out. I'm sure you have all the stretch goals.
Oh, the amount of money we put into the stretch goals. It's my son.
Our son, I'm sure.
Yep.
It's
He's
about
just
the
gonna
time
have
he
to
calls.
wait. No, I'll call him back.
Yeah.
Because we're just about done here anyway, I think, aren't we?
I
think so.
My pain meds are about wearing off.
Um,
Plus, you did 3 on the work. Yeah. Well, we were like, we should pay somebody, but I don't know. I mean, if you had Eric July numbers, we would.
If we had 3 million customers, we would have to. We'd have to hire someone I couldn't do it myself. Yeah. Or we couldn't do it together. So, and hopefully in the next campaign, I will be bringing in some help because it prevented me from working for an entire month.
Right.
On
and the
this
whole
project,
timing was just with my surgery and stuff.
Right.
It was.
It just didn't go well.
Yeah.
So, but we managed to get through it anyway, and I'm really pleased with how quickly we were able to get, all those books out, and essentially, the majority of them in 3 weeks. And then we took in the extra international stuff, and which is really a slower process.
Can you pick him up? Geek
Um,
Avenger wants to know, how's Husker? Husker's ready for football season. It's coming up.
Come here.
I can't pick him up. He's too heavy for me right now. I don't know if I'm still
There he is. Got a
nothing over
haircut.
3 pounds. Yeah, got his hair cut. Are you a handsome boy?
There he
Is
is.
you mama boy?
Yeah. So, I was pleased at how quickly. I know some of you guys who are on the tail end of the alphabet that didn't get yours till last were not as pleased.
Well, and part of the confusion happened because I would feel bad for the people at the bottom. So I would go to the bottom of the alphabet and
yeah,
do
so I was
shipping
working my way from the top. She started working her way from the bottom, which still meant the people in the middle were the last, really
It
the
was
last
crazy.
people to get it. So
Anyway,
everybody, thank you for
Yes,
joining
thank you,
us.
thank
It was
you.
fun as it always is. We're almost on 2 hours. That seems like a good evening. So
the baby boy.
keep your eyes open because I, of course, will be on Comic Skate Kings tomorrow night. Tuesday night,
Oh,
I've got
sorry,
the professionals and the Players Club on Tuesday nights, and
Bros.
the Bros on Tuesday nights,
Yeah.
as I just said.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
And I will be doing live streams, probably 2 last second live streams where I'll be working on pages and stuff, so you guys can see the progress of the pages that will be colored up and posted on the Blood Hunters campaign when it goes live. So I won't be revealing the guest cover until the campaign's open. So you'll have to go to the campaign page to see the guest artist, and we're praying that he delivers.
Oh, you guys.
So
Yeah.
I know he's already done the sketch and he should be done with it tomorrow, but I haven't heard from him.
Yeah.
So I may have to end up giving him another week, which is okay because we got it, but I don't want to push it too far. But so there'll be some stuff and the 4th cover you won't get to see until you go to the campaign page either. Yes, James, of course, reminding me, of course, to plug Comic Art Convo Saturday at 4:00 Pacific time. Saturday is going to be a huge day because Nebraska plays the first game of the season. Thankfully, it's at 9:30 in the morning, so I won't have to cancel the show to watch the game, which I will do in a second.
Nothing.
But so yeah, big Saturday coming up. We're talking about Hitchcock films, which is one of my favorites. So that should be a really, really good show. So check that out. And so yeah, I'll be all over the place. I'm gonna be got to start making the promotional rounds on other people's shows, promoting Blood Hunters. So I'll be doing that as well. So be looking for art, be looking for appearances, be looking for good times to be had by all. There you have
I
it.
don't know why I was clapping.
So I know, just
Sorry. It's gonna be lit. Like the cool. Well, let's
Right,
like the
right,
cool
what that
kids
means.
say.
Yeah.
It's gonna be lit.
There you go. See, he knows. He's a
Yeah.
cool kid.
Yeah, school hasn't started yet, so I don't know the cool stuff anymore.
But anyway, so yeah, and I'll be in, like I said, Rose City Comic Con in Portland on the 9th-ish, the weekend,
Okay.
somewhere in there.
I might go.
And there you have it.
Yep.
So you guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks for putting up with us. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done that. Please go visit the Wraith of God Blood Hunters campaign early sign up page if you haven't done that yet. Link is, of course, in the description.
Yep.
And we will see you guys soon. Everybody have a great week and stay safe.
Okay. Bye, guys.